Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Fara Charles Podcast. I'm your girl, Fara Charles, and bitch, I got cards. Y'all can't talk to me, I got cards. So, with that being said, thank y'all so much. Y'all already know I love y'all. Thank y'all for supporting. Make sure if you haven't already, you like, you subscribe, and you definitely leave your comments because we want to start answering comments at the bottom. Today is a very special day because I have a fellow entrepreneur, mother, author, university CEO. Y'all don't even know what I got coming for y'all. I got Dr. J in the building. She's here with me and she's an actual doctor, PhD. Please clock it. So we're going to talk a little bit about what she got going on, get a little bit in her business because, you know, I like to do that. And I'll see y'all in a few.
Hey y'all, it's Dr. J Hud here, and I'm excited to give y'all some exciting news and upcoming events that you can catch me at. Number one, I will be with your favorite host, Fara at TFCP, so that's something that you do not want to miss.
All right, so guys, we got our girl, Dr. J in the building, Dr. J Hudson in the building. And we're very excited to have you on the platform because you're my first doctor.
Yeah,
let's start there.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you for coming. Okay, because as women, we need to stick together more, put each other more on our platform.
Yes.
Put each other more on, because that's one of my questions. Can you put me on to own what you got and do what you do? Yeah, that's one of the questions, but we'll get into it later. You do so much though, you know, and I do too, so I can relate so much to that. Let's take it all the way back. What in your past, right, inspired you to become the woman you are today?
No one ever asked that question before, and I'm glad you asked. One, I think just seeing my uncle's lifestyle,
Your uncle? What your uncle did?
My uncle played football. So
professional
football,
okay.
But NFL for 13 years. So just seeing how
uncle got money.
Yeah. So just seeing how he was and how he invested and the lifestyle that he had. He was able to wake up today, buy any car he wanted. He was able to send for all his nieces and nephews every summer and take us shopping, take us to finer restaurants and stuff like that. My parents did the same thing, but it was a different experience going out of town and doing it more often. Mm-hmm. So my dad was a financial provider. He's everything, but that was one of the aspects that stood out. So of course, as a young lady, that's something that you're going to look for in a man. And so dating different guys and they providing for you financially, there's some things that you had to go through that I never wanted to go through again. So like experiencing abuse, domestic violence, things of that nature. I was like, you know what? I never want to be in a position where a man can control me by finances. Let me get my money.
Let me get my money. Bitch, better have my money.
Yeah.
I hear that a lot. So as women, right, I always say on my show, the men love me and I love the men and they know that. But, and I always big them up on my show because I've always been blessed to have such amazing men in my life. Even going through trials and tribulations, like I can honestly say I've been blessed to have some really great men in my life. But I am now single. And honestly, I'm so glad I ain't been single. Because, girl, it's like, what's happening? First of all, the good men, they're all taken. And that makes sense to me. Why wouldn't they be taken? It's so damn scary that, of course, they're all taken. You know? So that's that. Then you have the men with money, but they feel like they're a hot commodity.
But they feel with trauma.
Yeah, that too. But my thing is they wanna be on some pick me type of thing. I'm not a pick me. Bitch, I'm chosen.
Yes.
Like, let's be real about it.
Yes.
So I don't care how much funds you got. You could be Jay-Z. If you're treating me like a pick me, it'll never work.
Out of there.
It'll never work because you're gonna respect me.
Yeah.
First and foremost. So with me being single, like I said, I try my best never to bash men because I do love men and I have a lot of male friends. Mm-hmm. But it's hard nowadays. It's so hard nowadays not to bash the men because why are we the new men?
We the real
How
niggas.
did we become the new niggas?
We the real niggas.
Because I really feel like I'm the realest nigga on the block.
Because trauma. A lot of us are not getting the therapy. A lot of us are not going through the healing process, or not putting the work in to become better people. So I'm not even going to say men, because women too, but we're not doing the work so that we can become better, and that we can love somebody else, and that we can be that safe haven for someone.
So I always say, it's our fault. Stop. Listen, I know you've been hearing about me, but this is me, Fara, telling you about my podcast, the Fara Charles Podcast. So if you haven't checked it out, make sure you click the link in my bio. It's simple. Click the link, subscribe, comment, like, and watch my podcast. Thank you. Scroll up. Somewhere down the line, we started to allow men to disrespect us way more than we used to before.
Yeah.
We started to lose our morals because of social media.
We ain't started that, though. Betty Wright been said having a piece of man is better than having no man at all. They said that back in the day.
That's not even what I'm talking about. I'm talking about how thirsty these women are.
They been thirsty. How many times you heard Shirley calling Barbara?
We were never.
Oh, where my man there? Why he ain't come home today? He was like.
We as women were never this thirsty.
Maybe not this thirsty.
Not this thirsty.
Do you know
how many girls got an OnlyFans right now? That's not a concern to you that it's so many women, regular and sex workers?
See, I didn't even
leave that shit to the sex workers. Why you a regular woman want to show your pussy? For what?
See, I didn't even know that.
And then imagine you showing your pussy and not getting no subscribers.
Yeah.
How does that even make sense?
I just learned about OnlyFans recently. And now that you're saying that, I didn't even know it was still out.
Yes, it is. And that's why I'm telling you, as women, we kind of lost our way a little bit too. So we be blaming the men, but sometimes we kind of made it easy for the men to become this way. As mothers, we try to cradle our sons because they daddy not there, or this or that. Yeah. Now we got girl sons. Yeah. So, for me, we're all the fucking problem.
Yeah, that's what I said.
The men are the problem. The women are the problem. But I think as women, though, we're trying to solve the problem.
Yeah.
Because like you said, when I left my baby daddy, I was asked out. I moved 6 times in 6 months. I think 7 times in 6 months. I was asked out, on the verge of, you know what? Somebody take my kids. I don't want to be here anymore.
I think all of us go through that period.
And then,
because when you in love, or you see the potential, or you want something really bad for your kids, you do experience those type of emotions.
And for me, it was just like, you know what? First of all, you tougher than that. Stop being so fucking weak.
Yeah.
Second of all, you could do this. You can do this. You're not. God wouldn't have brought you so far if you couldn't do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He give his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers.
And girl, that last move that I moved in with my pastor. My pastor looked me in my face and said, you gonna move out of here and move in your place. 2 weeks later, I moved out of her house and moved into my place. Been there ever since. 2 years. Never been late on my rent.
To your pastor, because how many pastors you know say, hey?
Yeah. No, my pastor a real one.
Joe Osteen, they want to open his door to the church where Houston had that flood. So shout out to your pastor.
Shout out to Pastor Tracy.
Yeah, that's the real one.
Shout out to you, girl. But no, she's a real one. She's a real one. But plus, she was my friend before she turned. I known her 20 years. So she was my friend before she turned into a pastor. But
still, some people change.
Yeah. Yeah. So
some people change. So.
After I got that word from her, and after I got my place, like, I put it in my head that I would never go through that again. It don't matter what I gotta do. This roof gonna stay over my head, and I'm gonna have a car to drive to get my kids from point A to point B.
Yes, absolutely.
And I've been on that ever since. And to me, it's just like, well, how can I do it? But I'm looking at several men that just can't get it done, and they're men.
No discipline, no structure. It start from childhood. If you didn't have any discipline and no structure from childhood, then how can you show up in your adulthood?
You know what's crazy? I ain't have no discipline or no structure. I had to learn that within these 2 years, if I'm being honest. Because my baby daddy, he took care of everything.
But you wanted to learn it. And these men are not wanting to learn it, or they're not forced to learn it, or they're used to being by themselves, or they're used to being on the road, or they're used to living recklessly, then why I'm going to wake up today and just all of a sudden be responsible? I never had to do it.
She got a point, y'all. She got a point. Even with the women too, like I said, they ain't no better because you got all these expectations for the men, but what you bringing to the table,
What you
honey?
bringing to the? I tell people,
What do
all
you
the time,
have?
I am the table, the chairs, the food, the decor, the china,
centerpiece in the middle of the table, the candles lighting on the side.
Yeah, so
oh, baby, I'm all of that.
Yeah, for real,
I am
for
all
real.
of that, and it shows on me and you.
Yes.
So kudos to us because we are
real.
definitely all of that. So you were a teacher in the past. So how did you go from teacher to entrepreneur?
In my spirit, from 3rd grade, I always knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I was spelling entrepreneur in 3rd grade.
Oh, I definitely know how to spell that in 3rd grade.
In 3rd grade, I was spelling entrepreneur. I was like, I'm going to be a cheerleader, a tennis player, and an entrepreneur, and a teacher. And then 7th grade, my godmom even said recently, she said, you remember when we was in New Orleans and you came in that kitchen and you made me a peanut butter jelly sandwich and you said, I'm going to live a lifestyle like this. She said, and we was at my uncle's house, and she said, you said it, but being a teacher, being a 3100 teacher, if you don't know what that is basically like an interim teacher. They don't give you a permanent role, so they put you from school to school, and it kind of got hectic for me because you put me in school, you're not giving me a permanent role, but my kids are scoring the highest. So what you think it did to me? So it's like, okay, am I not good enough? Or is it that God is making me uncomfortable so that he could push me into what he has for me already? But being in that position, I learned so much about kids, about politics, about administrators. I learned what I needed to learn. And then I started meeting people that said, oh, you should have a tutoring company, or you should work as a tutor. So I first started as a tutor, part-time. And then someone reached out to me and was like, oh, this lady from Stanford, she won a grant and she wants you to run her whole tutoring company. So I ran her whole tutoring company. And then before you know it, I ended up taking a course, become a grant. I invested in myself and paid for a course, a grant writing course. And I ended up winning a grant similar to hers. And I started my own tutoring company, and I got my first office across the street from Tootsie's, the executive office. I was probably like 22, 23 years old. And then from then on, I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this. And then people call me. My uncle called me one day and said, hey, I need you to look at that duplex on 119th and 27th. And that's how I was like, man, I ain't doing that. He was like, God told me to tell you to do it. I said, well, why he didn't tell you to do it? I can't do it. Like, why he didn't tell you to do it?
God told me to tell you to do it.
I was like, well, God ain't tell me that. Click. So the next day he called me back. He was like, did you go look at it? I was like, no, I didn't. I said, you know what? Let me get on the phone with my realtor, because I had already purchased a property in 2010. So I was like, you know what? Let me get on the phone with my realtor, see what we could do. And I got on the phone with my realtor, and from then on, I just started investing into property.
So how much properties you got now?
10, 2 hotels, 10 residential townhomes, duplexes, and then 2 hotels.
Clock it. Yeah. If you ain't clock it at home, clock it right now.
Let me tell you the major one. The last properties that I invested in, it was like the showboat. I went through a divorce, and I had sold 2 of my franchises, Midnight Cookies. And going through that process, my ex-husband was talking really bad about me, saying, oh, I'm the reason why she got the Bentley. I'm the reason why she did this. I'm the reason why. And I had all that stuff before him. He just didn't know some of the properties that I had already had, because I kept that separate. You don't tell your right hand what your left hand doing.
Especially when the right hand hating.
Once the divorce was final, I literally called my realtor in Georgia and was like, give me 4 of those townhomes that's in the same community, and I paid cash for it. In Atlanta. 30316.
I'm actually thinking about moving back to Atlanta, but that's another story.
That was like a boss move. Like, it was something I had to do for myself. Like,
this, what they call it? Is it pat yourself on the back? No, toot your own toot. What are you talking about? Yeah. Yes, that's the type of stuff I'm trying to do. It's so funny. Let me tell you, I don't own a motherfucking thing except for my kids. I promise you.
Your kids.
My apartment is rented. My car is, I guess I own that, but still, like, you know. And lately, I've just been like, why? Like, why don't you own nothing? But I'm scary. Like, I'll be scared to make big purchases. Crazy?
I own my home right now, and this is a big home. And I'm like, why do I own a home?
Why not?
my own personal reasons, but I'm like, why do I own right now?
You shouldn't?
For me,
It's not a good time?
it is. I mean, I've always been a homeowner. Since
That's what I'm
2010, I've
saying.
always been a homeowner, but it's just for me now, I'm in a big house. And so when you think of being in a big house with 2 little kids by yourself and you're managing
you're like,
everything.
yeah, you're like, why do I have this big old home?
Yeah,
Like, I
and
should
then
get
I got
something
iguanas.
smaller.
I be outside scared of the
God.
iguanas. The frogs be outside. The snakes, the lizards, and stuff like that. So I just be like, then the water heater just went out a couple of weeks ago, and then I had to do that. And then having men come in and they give you quotes, and then they be trying you and stuff like that. And I'm like, man, should I just be a renter right now? Because I could afford it. I could let my other properties pay for my rent.
That too, and then you're going to rent the house, so that's going to pay for it too.
And my thing is too, I do want to eventually get married again, and I don't want to move a man in my house. I want us to do it together and stuff like that. So I'm just really contemplating if I should just rent right now and then just take my kids and just explore different places of what I want to do. Do I want to go? I always said that I want to get a condo on the beach. Do I want to take them on the beach and get a condo on the beach?
That was one of mine.
Like, so it's just now just figuring out where I want to be, what I want to do. Do I want to move out of state? Do I want to move out of county? Either way, renting right now for me would be good. So now I don't have to worry about different HOA fees. I don't have to worry about taxes. I don't have to worry about insurance. I don't have to worry about maintenance, things of that nature. So for me, it's just convenience. I just want y'all to know in this season, I don't look like anything that I've gone through. So y'all want to follow the journey, the diaries, the series, because I have so much in store for you. You can catch me at Dr. J. Hud Official on all platforms, 321-430-8887, or connect at justdivineuniversity.com.
All right, so I'm nosy. So I want to know a fun day in the life with J. Hud.
A day in the life with me, Dr. J. Hud. Ooh, it's busy, first off, but it's fun. So the first thing I do is I get up, I get on my knees, and I pray. I make sure my kids, they get up, they get on their knees, we're praying together. They're mocking me, they're mimicking me, they're doing their affirmations, I'm doing my affirmations, I'm reading my scriptures, going over my Bible plans, and then I start checking these accounts. I check my accounts, I check my emails, I check my bank account statements, I check my credit report, I do all of the logistics because I always want to make sure that I'm in tune of what's going on in my business as well as my personal affairs. And then we get up, we do our health, self-care. I do my skincare routines, things of that nature. My kids do their skincare routines. They do what they need to do. And then I start trading. I log in my accounts. I do my trading. Sometimes I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I do my trading. I'm done by 6 o'clock in the morning. And then I get my son ready for football. So on the weekends, I'm getting him ready for football. We're packing up the coolers. We're packing up the tents. We're out there. My family, very supportive. My whole village, they come out. They're supporting my son. Even recently, we just left the football game, got them dressed, took them out to eat. They were able to pick out different clothes and stuff like that. And then we went to Disney on Ice, and they got the Sweet Pop tickets. Prior to that, the weekend before, we did the UM, and we were also in the press box too. So I do things of that nature where I'm catering to my kids. I'm spending time with them. They're being exposed to other things that most adults not even exposed to. Once we leave there, if they want to get more food, we get food. Then I go home. We're spending time together. They're unwinding. They're taking showers. I'm taking showers, and then we get together again. I may watch a little bit of TV with them. We do our affirmations again. We do our praying. They're back on their knees praying. They're getting ready for the next day, getting their clothes out for church. And my kids, they just love being up under me. So after that, they're up under me 24/7. They lay in the bed with me. They laying on my lap.
We have had a lot of similar situations. You know what I mean? And we on our break, we realized that we're not as different as we think we are from each other. So for me, your university, to me, that's a really big deal because as women, sometimes we don't pour out back into the community, and I definitely try to do that. And I see you're a woman that does that with your Just Divine University. So tell me a little bit about that and why you started that.
Oh my gosh. Excuse me. Excuse me. So Dr. J, everyone was excited when I came out and stuff like that. And then they started seeing me doing great things in the community. I have a nonprofit. I was feeding the kids every summer in Lincolnfield, in the villages. And then I started using my business credit to invest in certain things and open up businesses and establish businesses so that everyone had an opportunity.
Okay.
And then my friends, family, they would just contact me and say, how did you do this? How did you do this? How you learned this? How you know how to write grants? What about business credit? Things of that nature. And one of my friends was like, hey, where you at? I said, I'm in Colombia right now. She's like, doing what? I said, getting my teeth done. She's like, you literally just went out and bought a Bentley and only took a little picture and didn't like just got off like it was a nothing? She's like, that was a big deal. She was like, and you did that on your business credit? And I was like, yeah, it's not on my personal credit. They wanted to see bank statements from the business. And she was like, you thought about helping others? I said, I help everybody all the time. I said, I used to sit there and tell my family every Sunday, come to my mama's house. I'm going to cook dinner. I'm going to buy dinner. Y'all just come and let's strategize so we could invest as a family.
Yeah.
No one wanted to do it. But my friends, they would like try to take heed, but they was not executing. They were scared. So one day she was like, let's start your university. I said, okay, let's put a team together. I already had someone that said they're ready to do it with me and things of that nature. So we put a team together and I started a university and I said, okay, I'm going to establish a business in a box where I get their LLC, their EIN, their DUNS number, start their business credit, get them trademarked for the state of Florida, get their logos done, get their domain started, like everything that the local tax business receipt. Starting to get everything that they need to actually walk up to the bank and say, hey, I need $100,000. They will be in position to do that. I opened up a business bank account for them on their behalf, everything. So it was me saying, you know what, God, you show me what to do. I had to invest in myself. I had to invest in mentors. I had to invest in coaches, courses. So now I want to be beneficial for the women in my community to let them know, hey, we grew up in Carol City. We grew up in Miami Gardens, but we could make it out the hood. We could invest. We could be the legacy builders. We could be the generational curse breakers, and we could start these businesses and these companies and leave it to our kids.
That's the goal. That's definitely the goal. That's impressive because, I mean, you said we're the same age. I'm not going to say my age. But to be the same age as me, like, to see all of what you've done in just that short period of time, like, that's impressive. Because by the time we get in our 40s, 50s, like, girl, I need to catch up. Yeah, that's what I
always said I wanted to retire by 40. And then I always told God, too, if you bless me, you put me in position to be a blessing to others. And it doesn't always have to be finances. It could just be putting them in position so that they could learn how to fish.
Right.
They could use my resources. They could use my hard money lenders and stuff like that. So just put me in position so I could be a blessing to others.
Okay. I definitely respect that because we don't get that a lot. But I am starting to see a lot of women working together. I don't just want to keep saying that we can't work together. I am starting to see a lot of women work together, and I'm starting to see a lot of women build circles to make other women feel comfortable.
You know how many times I try to build circles? I collab now, but there's been times where I try to build circles where I would invite women to my house. I sat and I invited 10 women to my house, and each one of us did different things. And I said, okay, listen, this person has a makeup line. Next week, everyone just blasts her stuff. Like, let's just do. And then next week or the next month, we'll do someone else. But it's hard when women are not on the same level, or they don't have the same mindset, or they're looking like, why this person first? Or we blasted this person, but she got more money than us and all this stuff like that. So it's hard to do it when people don't see the vision.
Boy, do I know it. I can say I've had a lot of girl groups, and I don't regret none of them.
I don't regret it.
Because they're all a lesson.
Yes.
Whether good or bad, they're all a lesson. And it took me a long time to understand that, but I come to realize that every relationship is a good relationship in the end because you learn something, whether good or bad. You learned something and you survived it.
And you survived.
You survived it. So for me, I really pray to God and ask for discernment.
Yes.
And I feel like because I pray for it, I'm slowly getting it, because I feel like the people that I am connecting with now make so much more sense and things are just going so much better for me.
I had to remove myself from the limelight for 2 years and told God my theme for the rest of my years on earth is alignment and intentionality. So if that person doesn't align with what you have for me or the purpose that you're calling from me, or they're not intentional, then I don't need to be connected to them and they don't need to be connected to me.
Yep. That's it. That's literally it. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, how we gonna connect to this book that you got coming up?
Woo!
I saw that segue.
So yeah.
I'm a professional.
So many women will be able to connect to this book because I just took real life situations of different women that I've seen go through abuse, go through hurt, go through betrayal. And I just tied that in the book. And then I show how that woman survives everything that they thought would break her.
And what's the name of the book?
Heartbreak to Hustle. From Heartbreak to Hustle.
From Heartbreak to Hustle, y'all. Does it have an Instagram yet?
Not yet.
Okay, so we don't got an Instagram for the book yet, but the book is dropping in
October, this fall.
Okay, this fall, no date yet. We're going to announce that, right?
Yes.
It's going to be a big thing.
It's going to be a big thing.
Okay, and we're doing a book signing.
Yes.
We're going to do that event.
Yes,
we're going to do that event. That's going to be a whole thing, too.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, so you just telling me that's what we do? Oh,
Yeah. I'm telling you right now, we're doing a book signing. You know what I mean? So y'all make sure y'all support From Heartbreak to Hustle.
Yes.
I can definitely relate to that a lot. I've always been a hustler. And sometimes we go through heartbreaks, but you can't stop hustling or else you're going to be outside.
Exactly.
So with that being said, I had to keep hustling.
You got to keep hustling.
Thank God for that, because now I can say, I feel blessed to be able to bless,
Yes.
And I think that should be the goal for all of us. Like you said, God has blessed you. So because God has blessed you, you try to bless other people.
You got to pay it forward.
And a lot of people lose sight of that when they get to a certain caliber of life. I try to be... What?
That's crazy you said that. I had my homeboy just tell me yesterday. He said, why you not big-headed like some of these people and a mean girl? And I told him, you have to be humble, because just like God gave it to you, he'll take it away. So humility is everything. And guess what? I didn't just wake up with a silver spoon. I had to work for it. So that humility and learning the process. There was days that I woke up and I had 36 cents in my account. And I was like, how I'm paying my mortgage?
Yesterday.
And I'm like, how I'm paying my mortgage? But God made a way. So when you know the struggle and you know what you really have gone through and don't know how you're going to pay your light bill and this and that, it's like I'm always going to remain humble and have a sense of humility, because at the end of the day, I'm still human. I can't take any of this with me.
I think I'm the same way. I think I'm humble, but I'm very confident.
I'm confident, but I'm humble.
Yeah, it's a difference. I'm very humble, but I'm very I'm very humble, but I'm very confident and will humble you real quick.
But okay, so I love myself.
Yeah.
I love me.
Without a doubt.
So if I don't want anyone to hurt my kids or anything like that, or hurt me, then guess what? I ain't gonna let you hurt me.
Exactly. So it's like I try to tread lightly when I say I'm humble, because I am humble, but I can get unhumble real quick. So with that being said, for me, I try to always remain myself.
Yes.
I walk in the room as myself all the time. I ain't never tried to be nobody else.
Yes.
And to be honest, I've learned so much on how to love myself. I'm so in love with myself that I'm so happy that I am who I am, to be honest with you. And I walk with such a blessing and a calling on my life that I'm learning how to use it.
Yes.
I'm learning how to use it. So you give me that same kind of energy. When did you realize that you had a calling on your life?
When I was about 22 years old, and I had a dream. I had a dream that one of my family members got killed.
Oh.
And then a week later, he got killed. And then I had another dream that my uncle windshield broke. I had a dream that my uncle windshield cracked. And then I called him and I was like, hey, you all right? And he was like, I'm at the store waiting on the people to come fix my windshield. So then I knew, okay, my dreams are for real. And now I got to activate into that power. And I know that I have to get in a quiet place so God can speak to me.
Mm-hmm. I had to learn that the hard way. I just got baptized. Well, I guess it's not just anymore. I got baptized last June.
That's still just. That's still fresh.
Yes, very fresh.
So
very fresh.
Kudos to you. But I don't do any. And I had to learn, too, that I was stepping out of will of God. So it was some things that I was wondering why it's not working, why my marriage is failing, why this business is failing, because I didn't go to God first. Mm-hmm. I didn't say, God, is this what you want from me? Mm-hmm. Is this the person you want me to marry? Is this the business you want me to create? So if you're not doing those things and God is not called you to do it, he will strip you from it.
Mm-hmm. That's a fact. That's a fact. And I think that's what happened to me. Which is why, like I said, I humbled myself because, like I just told you, for them 6 months, I was stripped for real. And I was just like, how am I going to rebuild? Like, how can I do this? Because I've been spoiled my whole life. Yeah. I'm talking about from daddy to nigga to nigga
me
to
too.
nigga.
Me too. So, yeah.
I've never had a struggle. And for that year, I struggled. And I was just like, I never want to feel this way, but I also
God
understood.
had to make you uncomfortable.
Yes, and strong.
I
wasn't as strong.
We're resilient.
Yes. No, seriously.
Yeah, because
seriously.
Yeah,
I needed that.
Yeah, I had to go. But you know what? I used to tell God all the time, why do I have to go through it? Why do I have to go through it? Because it was a message he needed me to display to other women. He said, okay, I have a ministry for you, and your ministry is women. Even though most women, they meet me or they see me at first and they're like, oh, I'm standoffish or I look like a bitch and all that stuff like that. But when they really get to know me and they're like, you like have a heart of community and a heart of gold. So now that I know that my calling is ministry and helping women, especially abused women that's trying to get back on their feet, I had to remove myself from certain places until God worked on me. Mm-hmm. So me being in a strip club, me doing certain things, God had to remove me out of those places. Now I could go to those places and touch souls and reach women and say, hey, you don't have to do this. But before, me partying with them and all that stuff, that wasn't a life that God called me to. And how can I say I want a man to respect me and do this if I'm partying, I'm clubbing, and I'm doing the same thing that they're doing? So there's some things that I had to change and I had to do along the way, especially having a young daughter and a son that's looking up to me.
Ooh, that is good. That is good.
So I look worldly, like of the world.
I look worldly.
I'm not of the world, like for real. Like I have a deep relationship with God.
Me too.
If I get in my car, I'm praying. If something isn't right, like before, I used to call my friends and say, hey, what you think? What you think? What you think? I still do it time to time, but I go to God first sometimes. Mm-hmm. And I'd be like, God, I'm sorry that I called such and such first. I should have came to you first. So now I'm reevaluating that, and I stand in the need and the gap for other people. So I'm praying and I'm intercessing on other people's behalf.
I can definitely say, you are an amazing person.
Oh, thank you.
And you're fun. You're funny. You're relatable.
Yeah.
You a hustler, girl.
Hustler.
You are a hustler. I love. That's my favorite thing about you. Because that's my favorite thing about me. Honestly.
Yes.
I have like a determination out of this world, and you have the same kind of determination. Yeah. So, what else do you have coming up before I let you go home to your kids?
So I'm dropping a campaign where I'm going to be showing a different lifestyle, an authentic lifestyle, not just the professional setting and things of that nature, but what I actually gone through these last couple of years that most people just didn't know or they just got glimpse of. And then my alter ego, Jessica Rabbit.
Jessica Rabbit.
And then we're going to be dropping some Black Friday specials.
All right, guys. So that is the end of the Fara Charles Podcast. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, Dr. J, for coming through and dropping those gems. And again, if you want to be a featured guest on our podcast, make sure to get in touch with us at tfcpco@gmail.com. Again, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you leave those comments. Peace. Woo! That was good.
Wow.
That was good.
That was powerful.
Right.
Y'all said end with a bang. We ended with a bang. I didn't think we were gonna go to spirituality, but we went there.
Yeah, I love God, girl. I'm
I love
always
God.
mix God
I
in.
love God.